Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Today is October the 7th. Thank you for coming. We'd like to oh, thank you. Okay, let's change it up today. So I would like to start a roll call from my right.
Councilwoman Vanilla Wynn.
Mayor Pro Tem
Councilwoman Yolanda Shepherd.
Councilman Darrell Honoring.
Councilwoman Diane Howard.
Great. And who would like to begin the approval for today's meeting agenda?
I'll make a motion for the approval of council meeting agenda October the 7th, 2024 at 5:30 p.m.
Okay, was there any changes? No? Okay, if we all agree, can. In the second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. All right, so, if we can, let's just have a moment of silence. Well,
That's okay.
okay. All right, well, who would like to approve the consent agenda, the meeting minutes?
She already approved it. Let's have a moment of silence. She just approved
No, that's agenda.
the agenda.
That was
We're doing consent. I would like to make a motion to approve the September 3rd, 2024 council meeting minutes.
Is there a second?
Second. Sorry.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Awesome. Were there any public comments that need to be discussed?
We have one.
Good evening.
Hi.
Thank you. My name is Patricia Perry. I live at 2619 William Street. I was just doing some, changes to my house, trying to make it look better. And a police officer came out and did a stop work permit saying that I was changing the siding of the house. This is what I did. I just put the little shingles. It's less than 10% of the house. Really, it's considered decoration. I'm not going to take any siding off of the house. It's done.
What were you doing? I see the picture.
I just put that right there. You
What?
see that little shingles right there? That
Oh,
little part right there?
oh, this little part up in here?
Right, and I was gonna put another air vent right there, and that's all I was gonna do. And the guy got stopped. And so it actually makes the house look better. It's just decoration. It's less than 10% of the house. None of the siding is gonna be taken off because it is a historic house. I would not dare do that. And so I put in for a permit.
Show me again.
Right,
Is it this part right here?
just that,
Oh,
that's
okay.
it, that's it, no more. I promise you, no more. Just that. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's not even 1% of the house, actually, when you look at the front. It's right here, right? He said, and I was gonna put just a little vent there, because you do need the airflow. They didn't have it back then. It is an historic. Yeah, it is an historic. Original siding of the house. Wouldn't dare. So all I need done, and I've had the permit in since September the 13th, is to get this approved or whatever, so I can just go on making my little house pretty. That's all I want to do. I'm a retired woman, just want to make it pretty.
And we appreciate your taking the time and the effort to beautify the area. We really do, because I went down Wiggins and I see that there's been a great improvement. But what was his explanation as to why?
He thought I was changing the siding. He said that siding, it's shingles, but when you put that little area, I kept saying it's decoration.
Okay.
Now I can see if I was dealing with the I'm sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So all I want is my permit so I can finish the work and him to pull that order off the house. That's all I need.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Mayor. Keep going.
All right.
Nope.
You sure? Okay. All right, for new business, we have Chief DJ. I'll be DJ first. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
So it looks like we're just here to do a final vote and agreement on what it is we would like to provide memorial that is scheduled to be this weekend or next weekend? This weekend, I believe. From what I understand in conversations with Chief and our attorney, extremely limited in what we can pay for in terms of a private citizens memorial. We are offering the amphitheater free of charge. DJ also said he will look into providing some bottled water, donating some bottled water for the event. But outside of those parameters, the city is extremely limited in what we can provide. I know that the LDDA was kind of tied into the request. So from the city standpoint, we're going to ask that if there are additional expenses that they would like for us to cover, that be
Who is they?
the family. If I'm not mistaken, the family has requested that the city take care of several other.
I talked to a couple of people from LDDA and they said they were taking care of the whole thing and really didn't understand why this even came to the city. That's what was told. So LDDA said that they were going to take care of the whole thing and they couldn't.
They're gonna pay the
So what are
daughter's
they gonna
gonna take
do?
care of stuff, so
The daughter, but as far as
the chairs,
and all of that.
porta potty, the PA or something else. I don't know what it is, but the daughter's talking with Maxine
Okay.
and I guess,
So is
they're
it-
getting it all straight.
Okay, so it's understood that LDDA will be
That's
taking
what I
care of the
understood
request.
from Honoré as well as another member.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that cleared that right on up. We can move right along.
They did, but I don't know if.
No, we had asked for a quote.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, but if they're gonna take care of it, then
Is
no
that
need for a
not
quote.
what you understood, Ms. Renee?
All right. Well, we
Okay,
can
that's
move on.
okay. That's
No
all right.
problem.
Don't worry, we won't even get into it.
There was a little bit. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to item 2. I do believe that is Enigma Events. She's gonna come up and discuss some events with you all. There are some handouts located under your agenda to accompany her presentation. Good evening.
Good evening.
How's everyone this evening? Doing well, won't complain. Wanted to have the opportunity to bring information to you all's attention on the basis of a potential event that has been shared with me. And as always, whenever information comes to me, it is my duty to ensure that I bring the information to you all so that a vote can be taken on the basis of the actual event. So in front of you, you will have some information that was prepared by Mr. Omar Anthony, who's actually here with us this evening. And in the event that there are some questions as we're moving about this particular packet that has been shared, if there are some questions that I am unable to answer, we did ask for him to come so that he could possibly give a better understanding on the basis of what they would like to do. This is for an event for next year in the park area. Is it November? What's the date? May. Okay. May of next year. Don't know the exact date, but it is Igloo. And we know that in 2015, when the Igloo event did take place in the park, it did not necessarily leave with the best merit at the end of the day. When Mr. Anthony called me initially and identified that they wanted to present the information to the city, I occur in 2019. In turn, I did ask for him to put some information on paper so that you as a council could have an opportunity to see what the plan would be and how it would be executed and how to best ensure that at the end of the day, if this is an approved event, that there would be some safe factors in place on the basis of safety and security, traffic control, cleaning, which I know were 3 of those hot points during the course and time that the event was here in the city in 2015. My own disclaimer is that I was not here in 2015, so there are certain things that I'm not going to know about, but I did enough to ask Mr. Anthony to put as much in writing to you all to ensure that a clear picture could be identified on the basis of what they are planning to offer and how they would like for the event to look differently. I can say that as it relates himself, he did stand in a consultancy phase, or I'm sorry, consultancy position with the Jerk Fest that was here at the park this year on the basis of helping them with their layout in light of them not utilizing our space before. So that event did go over well. And I know oftentimes it's not necessarily the event. It can be the structure, the people, the expectations. So it is just simply for us to be able to look and identify what is here in front of you. And if there are some questions, I'm sure that Mr. Anthony is probably going to be better suited to answer them because I was not here in 2015. So I can only go by the conversation I've had with him as well as the information that has been shared.
I was not here in 2015 either. So I'm reading, I'm skimming, and if I missed, I apologize. This does not tell me what an igloo fest is.
Okay. Mr. Anthony, would you like to approach the podium? Is it okay for him to come up, ladies and gents?
Please.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Hello.
Good evening. So just appreciate everything. Thank you. The event itself is a Caribbean festival. It's an outdoor party and ultimately just a big Caribbean party. So that's ultimately what it is as an event. It's just an outdoor party. So a few things. I know you guys just have the information in front of you. Where we were in 2015 is totally different from who we are now as promoters. When we started, there's a lot of things that we didn't understand. We did things just basically on a early basis compared to where we've done the event. So we've been doing the event twice a year, every year from 2015. We've done it at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We ultimately had to leave because they built a new hotel there. We had a great relationship with them. We've grown and understood about how to work with the city, how to work with police, how to work with traffic, how to mitigate everything that we need to, how to overcompensate for patrons, for safety, to, cleaning. We have our guys clean throughout the event, so that's never ever an issue with the facility. And we just ultimately work closer with the city compared to how we did before, when it was more what we wanted compared to what the city wanted and the people wanted. So I'm just approaching everybody here as a more mature event, someone that understands events from all components, from the marketing, from messaging to what we put out to patrons, to just how the event is laid out, structure, police, security, just everything from that component as I said, a more mature event.
So go back just a little bit. Two things.
Correct.
Is this an adult meaning 21 over event?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. It's structured around adults.
Yes.
And second, it's a party, but does it have an itinerary? Like, are there live bands? Like, is it just straight up everybody just come out there and party and the music be bumping?
Yes,
Like,
it's just DJs. We don't have any performers. It's not a lineup. It's just DJ only.
No,
So there's no
food vendors,
artists.
as she was saying.
Yeah, food vendors. Correct. Yes. So
Other
there's
than
food vendors.
like you
Correct.
have vendors in general.
Correct. Absolutely. Yes. So food vendors are there, and DJs. Those are the only additional outside of what the party is.
And my last question is, are you aware of our time?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so that's important.
And okay.
Because I see a lot of people like, what? When we tell them our time.
Normally our event ends at 9 o'clock, between 9 and 10.
What day of the week are you looking at?
Saturday.
10
Yeah.
o'clock.
Correct. So even when we did it in the city,
Stop zone.
absolutely. When we do it in the city, we've always stopped at 9.
Okay.
So the latest we'll push will be 9:30, 10 if that's the limit. But over the years, it's always been 9 o'clock that we stopped it.
And what time do you normally start?
It starts at 3, so from 3 to 9.
I did have a question comment. Now, a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken, because I wasn't here in 2015, I had to think about that for a second. But was it, someone can remind me, was it covergasm?
Yeah.
That was the issue?
No,
It wasn't?
That
Igloo is the main one.
Color gathering came behind
as
it.
well.
And
Wasn't that-
Igloo is the one that, they came a couple of times, right?
We did Igloo twice here. We did first at the amphitheater and then at the back.
Were you also part of Colorgasm?
No,
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 okay.
I'm not familiar.
So it was
I'm
two
familiar
different-
with that
It
event,
was
but
two
we're not a
different
part
ones
of
then.
that.
It wasn't, okay,
Color gas wasn't the problem.
okay.
Are we not hosting them anymore? Side note. They chose, not us. Okay.
Where were you last year?
Last year, we were at Central Park.
Where's that?
Central Park is downtown,
Not too far from Centennial.
yeah, close to Centennial, but more East Ponce, like close to East Ponce.
What happened with that?
There's nothing that happened. What they did this year is What I think overall, they have a thing, what they said is only a certain amount of events that can do in the park. And they have what's called a cool off period. So you only have to do one event, then you cool off, then another event. That's like 6 months later. So they did that.
I know,
We
right?
got money.
He would be fired back
But
up.
we don't have any issues with them. The NPU, we work closely with the NPU. So even last time, there's a police officer that came in and helped us with our traffic.
What day is it?
A Saturday.
Saturday.
What day?
This year, next year.
Oh, next year.
Yeah, we haven't chosen a date yet. We
Oh,
just
okay.
wanted to kind of, approach you guys, see if you're open to, us hosting an event here. And just basically who we are as a, more mature party promoter compared to where we were in the beginning.
Okay, so y'all done? So how do you propose to control the sound? Because I think sound was a big issue, as well as folks coming out of the park, going over into private residence yard
Having
and
sex
Yeah.
on cars.
going to the bathroom in the yard.
Okay. Well, just to kind of give guys an idea, the last event we did was we always overcompensate with security. So, when it comes to certain things, when it comes to that, we have about almost 40, 50 security. So we always overcompensate. Porta potties, we're doing 17, 18 porta potties. So everything we go above and beyond even if we don't need it. So when it comes to the layout in general, fencing is always going to be a major thing. When we initially did it, we just did the top field and we didn't fence the majority. If we need to fence the entire area, put security in front or behind it, that can stop. So I think where we are is just how do we get to the point to make sure that the event is what it needs to be.
How many porta potties do you recall how many you had in the past? Not sufficient, you think?
Not sufficient, no.
Okay. I don't even know if it's the group of people, not throwing any shade, but sometimes when folks get to drinking and stuff, they may pass by a porta potty and won't have to go till they get to the top of the hill.
Yeah.
And that's when,
And it just depends on how we lay it out. So that's a part of the plan as well. So we normally do now a site map. So we'll lay out where everything is. We'll present that to you guys and say, okay, based on the site map, I think we should add more porta potties on this side instead of letting people walk all the way to the back. We normally do porta potties in like VIP and the up or two different areas. That's kind of where we are now, more of a communication with the city to say, how do we get it to the point?
lastly, and I'm done. Did you address the sound system? A real big
So
issue.
what we've done in the past, the Home Depot backyard, if there's a decibel level that you guys will say, hey, the decibel level that we recommend is this, and we'll stick to that. Of course, every now and then you might get a DJ that goes above and beyond, but we'll monitor
That's
that.
when we have a problem.
Yeah, so that part is where communication internal, because I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it's communicating this with our team, our DJs as early as possible. Like, hey, we got to keep sound. We have a sound team, as you mentioned, AV, audiovisual team. So everything is, organized in a way now where we can communicate with everybody, convey one message across the board.
Now, I know that's a name brand event.
Mhm.
How many people y'all had at Central Park?
Central, we had about 35, probably 4,000.
Yeah.
Around there.
I think y'all grown Lithonia, tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said we've grown what? I didn't hear.
Outgrown.
Outgrown Lithonia?
Yeah, I know it's a
Um,
large event, happens in Miami and y'all.
Correct. Yeah, it happens in multiple different stages. So the good thing about our crowd is people are coming in and out. So not everybody's there just this time. So it starts at 3, you might have 300-400 people that come between then, and then you get people that come later on in the evening, and then you have early people that come. Some of them leave by 7-8 o'clock. Between that time. So we have people in and out.
One question: have you ever stayed in one event area? I mean, like I heard it moves around all the time because of the same issues.
No, we don't move because of issues. We move because of like one location we went to was way out because we needed more space. So we went way out to like Chattahoochee Hills. And part of the issue with that location was it was just too far out. We had, it was a disconnect with the lay of the land. So we had where people thought the event was compared to where it actually was. So people were parking on the side. It was just, bad communication. That was like way out. So that was really far. When we brought it to the city, we were there with Home Depot backyard for the past 4 years, outside of the last 2 years with Central Park, and there was no issues at Home Depot backyard until the hotel was built. So the hotel is literally from here to where that car is right there. So the sound and everything, they just basically said we can't do it, at the backyard. We had no issues with them, and then we've been at Central Park for the past 2 years with no issues there.
So we have to ask Central Park.
Yeah, sure. You can. I mean, I can put you guys in touch
Well,
with.
I
individuals
know it
as
was
well.
big then.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it was the first year when it started.
Correct. Yeah, it was the first. Lithonia was the first.
Yeah, I mean,
part that started.
it grew extent, it really grew real big. I know it's huge now.
Correct.
You say 4,000.
Yes, correct. So last event was 35, between 35, 38. So I'm just rounding to 4,000.
How many people did the Jerk Fest?
Jerk Fest. I'm not sure.
But it was a rolling crowd as well, but they titled at 3,000. And it's the same way you can see people like the first few hours, it was a light crowd, that crowd would leave, and then the other people was coming.
So 3 to 9, huh?
But I think the later hour is when you probably have your largest crowd.
The largest crowd comes between 6 and 9.
That's what I
Yeah,
would
so
think.
between 6 and 9. But because we know we normally close at 9, so by between 6 and 8, and then people start weaning out by 9. And then what we normally would have is the police will start like a push out, at not as soon as the event ends, it just start like a line and just kind of help to get everybody out within a certain time.
I think the thing that happened back then too was the crowd control after the event. So just cut it down, but then traffic and
Yeah.
nobody was out there helping those folks get out of
Correct.
Lithonia. It's like a big,
Yeah, so I think, that's where, I can work with the city with Renee. I know you guys just did Jerk Fest and, see what the best practices are there. What we did with Central Park when we had, I forgot the officer's name, he had a full traffic plan in place between what streets were blocked, where we were pushing people from. Of course, we had, ride share zones where people can pick up and go to ride shares. So it just depends on what that communication is internally, what you guys recommend, and then what we also would recommend as well.
And what you tell the crowd, they have to get in the car and go wherever, not home somewhere.
Yeah,
Because a lot of times they want to stick around,
stick around and
play the music loud in the
Yeah.
parking lot, continue dancing. And
Absolutely.
I've seen that. So
I agree, it does happen. So I think that's where if we got to get, let's say, add more police towards the end to push people out, tell people to go, that's we're open to that as well. Whatever it is that we can communicate and say, hey, how do we make this happen? How do we make it that it makes sense for everybody?
what I'm saying, if you tell the people, you have to get in your car and move out of the area.
Mhm.
If not, you're gonna have a hard time trying to get this spot
Yeah.
again. So if you want to come back,
No.
get in your car and let's move away.
Correct, and that's correct. So I mean, even if we convey that, I think the help of like additional police to help
Yeah.
push that along,
Absolutely.
because even if we're out there, our team,
I
they're not
know.
going to listen to us.
Yeah.
So we'll just get extra police to say, hey, you got to keep it moving, got to keep it moving.
So
That'll
I think the main thing has never been the people.
Mhm.
It's been the people behind that DJ
Mm,
playing extremely loud music.
Mhm.
That's the only issue.
mhm.
Besides, I don't know. We had a lot of. I wasn't on the comp. I remember
Mhm.
that they had to handle it because they were having issues
Mm.
after the situation. But
Yeah,
it's
we had-
always the music.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you see trees, and like, we're just gonna crank this up.
but that is all right there.
Echoes, it just echoes.
Yeah, and I think it just depends also where, because I know last time the sound was faced this way and it was facing the houses. So maybe if it's facing the back of it, that could possibly help where the sound is pushing towards like the front of the amphitheater compared to last time where the sound was facing the houses. So these are some of the stuff also when it comes to, layout design that we take into consideration now, that at the time we weren't even.
What you mean the
thinking about
sound like the Jerk Fest? It was facing. That's what you're talking about.
It
that
was
way?
facing the amphitheater.
Correct. Yeah, the Jerk Fest was when you walk in the venue, you're looking at the stage. So that means the sound is pushing towards the park compared to we had it on the second field facing the houses. So that was a part of the issues where the music was projected in that direction.
The Jerk Fest, the stage was, if we walked into the park, the stage was to my right.
Mhm.
It was
Pushes.
facing the amphitheater. Wasn't
going
it-
away from the
it-
city?
Away. It was, so if I walked in, the stage would be to my right.
Right.
So it faced the other, field.
That was
The
the
other
The other field,
Mhm.
but toward the amphitheater, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
No?
And even so, even if we
Space
kind of
towards
angle it
bushes,
towards the
right?
amphitheater,
Yeah.
that's another way that we could do it as well.
trees.
Okay, that's the.
So you know,
It was
Ms. Howard,
facing
if you
next side.
enter at the lower end,
Mhm.
so I'm walking into the park, okay?
Mhm.
And so, but the stage was this way, but it faced this way, so it faced toward the other field. If that makes sense.
Is that what I remember, but?
You don't
that's
remember
a-
that?
No, okay, so when we walked in, the stage was to the right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's
So I'm
facing this way, and it's facing the other field.
Mhm.
I thought the amphitheater was up that way.
But in order for it to have really affected the amphitheater, it would have had to face this way, so it would
Yeah.
go up.
Okay,
To angle it. And
All right.
even that is an
I
option
believe
we
you.
can put,
Uh-huh.
to have it angled to face that direction. So these are some of the things we can mitigate and present to you guys to see what makes sense.
we didn't have any complaints.
Ms. Anthony, I got one last, more of a comment,
Mhm.
or if you are approved suggestion.
Mhm.
So I just happen to be one of the council members that live like walking distance, eye distance
Mhm.
from that area.
Mhm.
So, a lot of times people park along my street in front of my house,
Mhm.
all of that, I'm over it, it's fine. The problem I have is after you clean the park, and you clean all of that area, you forget about the neighborhood.
Okay.
Because people drop cups and bottles and all kind of
Yeah.
trinkets
And
up and down
neighborhood.
all of those streets that connect there. And so my request is, if you're approved, is don't forget about the street.
Mhm. Yeah, so we use,
It's very disrespectful at times.
and I agree. So we use a company called Onsite. They're really good at cleaning like neighborhoods. So they normally go outside of the area and clean throughout the neighborhood as well when they're cleaning.
And then this is just a mention, and I don't know if you mentioned this to them, we also have our own street sweeper. You could
Okay.
probably coordinate that. So I
Okay,
just
okay.
make sure if you-
Absolutely.
But just FYI, because
One more thing too, we hadn't finalized the fees for the park yet,
Mhm. Okay.
so that's something we have to finish before we can before we can do anything now, before we commit to anything.
I thought we was done with it.
I thought we done with the hours and.
No, they couldn't find it.
But I thought what they couldn't find is what we approved
Yeah.
already.
Right.
We didn't make, okay, so we could not find it in writing the amendment. What we went with, and have been going with, what you guys agreed upon,
This
which
is-
everybody expressly explained when we talked about the flag. I didn't bring it back before you guys because you made it clear that you already had discussed it, it was already clear. So I didn't bring it back.
We went by what we
I can't bring it back
remembered,
if you wanna adjust it.
Was it like per hour
just
or
blow out.
one fee?
but we're going into another year, so.
I mean, I know it's too late to add this to the agenda, but I
It
mean,
can't be.
we
We'll
need
do
to put it
some-
on the agenda for next
It can
time.
be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're going into a new year with this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Okay.
I just, yes, I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you just to, because I don't want to misspeak and give you the wrong number with respect to it. So I just wanted to come back quickly with respect to the information that Mr. Anthony shared. Thank you so much for giving that overview. One thing too, as we try to do when we're looking at, be it a new client and or an existing client, is that I try very hard to make sure that I can help in the gap whenever possible, to ensure that if there has been an issue with sound, that I have an opportunity to speak with the promoter and their team to say, this has been the issue in years past. We want to ensure that if this is an approved event, that we follow what the city is asking of us, so that if it is approved, it can come back in other years, because we do look to have events that are, I don't want to say worthy, but events that we want to have in the city to be those staples that people say, these are things that when you come to Lithonia, you can expect to see this, or you can expect to see different things there. So by all means, during the course and time as to when, if this event is approved, I will ensure that I do my level best to present the information on behalf of the city so that there's not a misunderstanding. Mr. Anthony, I will say to you all, has been extremely consistent. Everything that I've asked of him thus far, he has provided to me. He has called, he has asked, where are we with respect to this? Because I do know that they want to do their planning. So I wanted to ensure that he was as detailed as he could be on the basis of providing the information, because I provided him nothing but a blank slate. And I said, if this is an event that you all would like to bring back to Lithonia, you need to have give us a clear understanding of what it is that you're going to provide. And just as he's identified, even with the portable bathrooms, like the structure of where they should be, I would probably come up with some different areas just to ensure that we have those pivotal points, making sure that we have enough portable bathrooms on the basis of the number of guests that they are anticipating, and basically just asking the city also to give us just a little bit of grace on that cleanup part, because when you're cleaning up from an event of about 2,500 to 3,000 people, it does take you almost 2 days in order to get back. That's about how long it took the Caribbean Festival, Jerk Fest. Took them about 2 days from the time that they started breaking everything down, but they did everything that we did ask of them to ensure. And I came back and said, hey, you all missed this. Okay, we're sending someone now, or someone had an issue. Do you have someone in the city who can help us with this? So we just want to make sure that we return the city's beautification to where it was prior to.
I got one last question. Okay.
It's about
I assume that you're gonna use some type of third party, like Eventbrite or something. So you should be able to tell us how many tickets you're selling. What is the cap on it? Because I know we asked that. You gave an answer, but it didn't concretely say we're only selling 2,500 tickets. We're only selling 33,000.
I think that's a conversation we can have. So if you want to say, okay, there is a cap, then we can set a cap on it. We won't do anything necessarily taking at the gate. So it's just a conversation that we personally want to have. What is it that makes sense for us? Not if that's comfortable. There's a cap number. You can say, comfortable with. So I think that's so what we can provide what the ticket sales are to show you where the ticket is. We do have an app we use, ticket gateway, that's something that we use. Your artists, to show you this throughout the event, say, hey, this is what was done, or probably prior to the event, there's no tickets sold online, day of the event. So everything we put up, I think the day before to
And the reason why I asked it, I'm glad you said that, is me just from hearing past events, I think everybody deserves it. But it would be more comfortable for me if I were to make a decision to hear you say caps. I would prefer you have a cap.
So we can discuss what that cap number is, for you guys, internal as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the cap that we would have to present that, and, we can show you those numbers online.
I'm sorry. Did you say the last one was like 4,000? So it could be 4,000 to 5,000 in your last event? Okay. I don't know square footage of the park. The fire marshal may have a limit, a cap.
Yeah, we would have to, talking about a cap would be, I don't think, you all wouldn't have an issue with a cap, would you? Okay.
I guess balking would be the next thing.
Taking parking. They'd have to come up with a parking plan. That was one of the things for the Jerk Fest that I did recommend to them for if they were to utilize this space again next year, is to consider selling 60%, 50 to 60% of their parking online, because what that does is it helps us push the traffic through and we can gauge. Whereas this year, they did not want to do that. And as a result, that causes a bit of bottleneck with traffic. But when you can keep at least 60% of your traffic moving, that other 40% is not as much as an issue on the basis of trying to get cars parked, which does not cluster the city. But Chief and their team, they did very good in helping us as much as they could on the basis of keeping that traffic moving. And of course, also with Jerk Fest, we ran into a bit of inclement weather. It did rain that day. So, when it rains, that slows down your traffic pattern anyway, but it wasn't to our detriment, but it did slow us down a bit. They did have some golf carts, and they would need to consider golf carts as well. So if we get to the point as to where the event is approved, there would be some recommendations that I would want to bring to you all as council. And then, of course, take any information from you all as well, just on the basis of helping the event be very fluid.
I did have a question and a comment. I know we are proposing to redo the parking lot over here off Main. Do we have a estimated date again on when that will happen with the new parking lot?
I think they wouldn't want to sell
Still
the
in
property.
Okay, but we didn't have like around the time for construction.
We just got the escrow for that property, so until that is closed, finalized, and then they still have to be a survey done, rendering, and that's gonna be a process. Now, this evening is sometime out,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure what that date looks like.
Okay. The only other thing that I was thinking is like maybe, I mean, I know this would be an expense, but like shuttle buses from, even if it's outside of our city limits, that might be a idea. You know, even the complex, the complex off of Covington, that could be like a parking, and then they just show people here.
And it helps to,
Exactly.
yeah. And that would be a suggestion as well. And that's one of the things that I was going to recommend next year, again, if Jerk Fest comes back, is to have some off-site shuttle buses. And again, that helps on the basis of that traffic. They park, you have security there at that particular site. They come over, they enjoy themselves. You have a bus that stays there. So, you know, you just have it. It just makes for a more fluid event.
How many standing events we have going on this summer, every summer now?
Standing events. So Diana,
Diana.
Mikey Sparkle normally comes every year. Those are the two, like,
Jamaican.
they're going to come. That's Mikey Sparkle's event. So the Guyanese event, Mikey's event. And if the
Ones with the backpack for kids.
The
for
church?
Homeless, I mean, for the ladies, the women.
the back to school,
What is that? What Mike's thing? He raised money for somebody or something.
but he does it in June. Mikey Sparkle.
That's the one? I know we hit another one. So 4, so 5 with them. I just want to know, like when they said, every holiday we're gonna hear music, right? So I mean, you know, we got to start putting things in place. How far apart are we gonna have these
No.
these events? And I'm just saying. So you know, how many events we gonna have during the summer?
With the
Peaceful
music.
enjoyment. You know, every week we're gonna have something. You know, tearing up the sound in Lithonia, or we can put a cap on it and do what we do with what we have. Or we're just gonna keep adding throughout the whole summer, because you gotta
That
do
sounds
events
like
too.
a discussion that we should have.
You know,
we
because
should
you
put
do
in-
events too. So you know, how many events we're gonna have
We can even,
going during the summer?
we can revisit that question and that structure of how the park goes.
Yeah, just come up with the calendar.
And all of that.
But,
All right, it's
Okay.
6:15. Okay, hold on just a second. At this point, the upcoming event request, Renee Miller, I see it as for decision. So council, are you ready to make a decision on this, or do you need more time?
For the
we just talked about?
Igloo.
On Igloo,
Time,
yes.
We don't know how much we're gonna
I didn't
tell.
know that was up for decision.
Yeah, it's on the agenda for decision.
For decision.
The event to be posted here, it can come back to further council meetings to iron out all further details. I'm sure that's what Mr. Nick is presenting to me anyway, because they're looking to present us with a little more information.
Let's do that. Wait,
Well,
They kept saying they
we'll just
Between
come
May
back
and
with
June.
all that. So we need to know this day on Father's Day, and this sounds like.
no, it's in May. He did identify a set.
I would say the first Saturday in May, so third, just coming to see if you guys are going through.
Gotcha. All right, so
You have an alternate date, if not the 3rd, 7 is the 10th, so the May 3rd or 10th.
We have on Mother's Day.
Nothing.
I mean, I like what you said earlier. We do need to brand Lithonia as this place where they have April events or Jerk Fest events or whatever, big events to bring people in. So I'm in favor of, if you guys want me to make a motion.
I think the biggest holdback, and I don't know, should I wait until the question? But the biggest dilemma is the sound. That was a big one. That was where neighbors came to the council meeting and said, we did not ever
Yeah,
try that
there's a
again.
lot of
So
people.
we
It's not
that
like-
sound system was a problem.
And I agree. So I think, as we're saying, we can adjust the placement of speakers as part of the issue. So we can adjust and face the sound away. Decibel levels can be, part of the issue. So we have lower the improvement of decibel level. That's my concern to it. So I fully agree. So it's just us figuring out what is going to take sound away from the houses, which is one, facing the speakers away, decibel down. And I think that would definitely help to mitigate what the sound issue is.
If we don't try our best to make this work, the next time it's going to be a
No, I mean, our goal is to work, and as I said, we've grown, we've understood what
Yeah.
it means to work.
Maybe I'll find out why.
Okay, Councilwoman Wynn, you can go ahead with your
I
question.
just want to know
I'm sorry.
what made you want to come back to this venue?
So that's a great question. So this is, and just like how your beginnings, this for us is 10 years. So like, okay, this will be an interest period. So we've started, this is almost like a giving back. It's taking 10 years here. This is where it comes back. We're coming back home as a 10-year anniversary. So we'll be making a 10-year anniversary t-shirts. We'll make people just make it like a special event for us in promotion for years. That's
Thank you.
So I know it's 4,000 solid, so we just gotta figure out if we could handle the traffic, like we kicked it out last time with the traffic and stuff, so it's been growing.
I think for me, the Jerk Fest was just the same amount of people and we did a great job with it.
They did
Yeah,
a great
But they're
job.
coming and going, this not gonna be coming.
Yeah, that's gonna be coming and
Yeah.
going too.
It's the same
Both
thing.
just said that twice. Then on top of it, my second thing is, he just came up here and just told us he was instrumental in helping the Jerk Fest align their event. So he already knows what type of music, I'm sure you do, I won't speak for you, how we want the music. We didn't have a problem with Jerk Fest and the sound. So I assume because you know that, we shouldn't have a problem with your event and the sound if you were instrumental in that event.
Were you instrumental or were you just there? Because this is a difference.
No,
He said he was
So-
consultant.
That's
a lot of the resources.
So what are the fees? He know how much we charging?
I think that's something she said that we're going to
Alright.
discuss.
Okay.
All right.
So
Alright.
can we move, council, can I get a consensus that we'll move forward with Igloo?
Yes, got a consensus.
It's not a motion, just a consensus, just to see. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
motion to table the Igloo Festival to a later date.
Yeah, and we can also add, well, what that.
Mhm.
You said 16.
All right, any discussion?
Yeah, for discussion, I just want to say, when we bring this back, like if we can have, like you said, you'll try to see what the decibel level was for the Jerk Fest. And then also like a contingency plan for transportation, just so that way we'll have something to refer to.
I second that.
I think she's second, Ms.
Ms. Wynn,
Wynn,
yeah.
and then she did discussion. Any other discussion?
Yeah, I think, on my level, I think it definitely, Councilwoman Emmons said, we definitely got to put something in place for parking someplace. I think, just not doing it will be an issue that's gonna be bad. So I think that should be the next,
Yeah, that's.
we
So he
got
could come-
parking
Yeah, have a
someplace.
parking
Plan.
plan, and then I can also
Yeah,
add some of the
something.
area businesses that are not, that may not be open on Saturdays. If their lots are available, as long as they have someone who can man their lot, that can be utilized as a satellite parking place. And of course, work with Mr. Anthony to ensure that those satellite places are identified to him and his team. So as they're doing their marketing, especially with the pre-purchasing of parking tickets, it gives them an opportunity and this is where you're going to park, and you know that you're
Let the guy with the trucks maybe use his slot, you know what I mean, on the street.
Yeah,
but
I just want y'all to be reminded of where this is not our first show. So Lithonia High, they're not open on Saturdays. You have basically 3 lots at Lithonia High. You got another lot at the amphitheater. You have lots down below, but you also have a pool that we can reach out to DeKalb County to see if we can have access to that, because I don't think the pool will be open during that time that he wants to have it. That's just my thought. Your satellite locations, it could be like businesses, like she said, and also Councilwoman Emmett stated, to have shuttles to go there, which is a great idea. So you just had 4,000 people in the city. You had the rodeo. I was there, and I seen the parking. So that's why I'm confused about why we are discussing what we're discussing right now, like it's a problem. What I want to discuss and make sure of that Igloo. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all the information you sent to us. That I will not see what I saw the first go round, and I honestly think we won't, because I believe we won't, because you already know the situation at hand. And you came before and we said no, and now you're back again, and it's like, okay, now all these years went by. I don't see this man coming back doing what he initially did. And there's another thing I want to say. We had another manager at that time, and she's not as thorough. I'm just going to say it. She wasn't as thorough as she was. It was just she would go out there and take the money, have the event, and leave. She wouldn't even consider to stay and say, hey, it's too loud, or even send a text to the mayor and council and say, is it too loud? She does that. So I mean, just remember those type of things. And but I must say, this is your one time that you have really, if they vote and say yes, you really gonna have to show face and change that Igloo.
Because we love having you here.
Yeah,
and we would love for you to
really
come back. So we would hate for you to come back, and we had to tell. Well, we had to.
I think you're gonna show that we made it. That's what I believe right now. But it's up to them. It's up to not me. It's up to them. Yeah, it's up to them to make that decision.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And
The
Mr.
vote for. Oh, okay. Whenever y'all ready.
You need to vote again.
No, you gotta do the motion in the second. I just need an all in favor.
All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? All right.
And I will work with Mr. Online to bring them back at another council meeting here.
No workshop.
Not too far off to discuss further.
Gotcha.
Do
Okay.
you have a possible?
Do we have time? Like, what's because it's now October and
Yes.
2 weeks.
Okay,
No, I'm just-
so I'll have it back probably
okay.
November. Okay.
Okay.
the first meeting in November.
All right.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Will I be able to do a telemeeting if I can't be here?
Nope. We got him.
Because the
Yeah,
first-
I'm just messing
Yeah,
with
because you've given a lot. You're
Yeah.
gonna have a lot of information to give us, though.
But I know that I have to travel with my children's FBLA.
Yeah.
The first
remember
part of
that.
November.
you.
So, and I know that, so that would be, I think, Monday, the 4th, because election day is the 5th, and we come back on the 4th. So in the event that I'm we're going to Huntsville, I will start
Okay.
tele, but I will get here to support you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't think, oh, okay.
We might
Yeah, I was
have to
gonna
push
say
the
because
meeting.
you have to push it back.
We have to push it.
Yeah, so it'll probably be the 11th.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you all.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Y'all
you.
have a great one.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. One last thing we have for decision is the copy of contract. So Chief said that he really needs us to pay attention and hopefully push through Sharp, the company itself, instead of going through the middle person. Do y'all remember that?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
It's in my agreement.
Okay.
Just dealing with who we've dealt with in the past,
Yeah.
it leaves several things that should be addressed and he and I are kind of uncomfortable with some of the ways that contract was handled
Yeah.
and the service and the further communication even after that.
Right.
So we would like to proceed with Sharp, the actual company. Between our service agreements, the service time we would get, the help, the assistance anytime breaks, so on and so forth, they seem to be our best bet.
How long is the contract?
How long is it? It's a lease agreement, and I believe
lease
it is.
agreement.
We're in a lease agreement, and I believe it's for 36 months.
All right, so I need a motion.
I would certainly take your recommendation.
Got that?
Yeah, because you guys use it the
Save
most.
money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With
Sharp.
Sharp,
Yeah,
yes.
so actual Sharp. I know it's asking.
That's what we
you guys
need.
have.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the copier contract for the vendor Sharp. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it.
Thank you
so
all. And I apologize. There is a 36, a 48, and a 60-month option. The 60-month option leaves us at $262.02 a month, which is about $200 less than what we pay right now.
much. You want me to revise my motion
I'm
for
sorry.
60 months to include
You
60-month contract?
You can.
Okay, revising. I'd like to make a motion to approve the Sharp copier contract for a 60-month lease.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a second?
Second,
Any discussion?
yes. Can you break that contract at any time if you needed to, or is that contract,
If I'm not mistaken, we are able to opt out of our lease agreement because the equipment is leased. They just come pick up their equipment.
okay, thank you.
No problem.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Is there a need? Oh, so I wasn't here from the beginning. Was there anything added to the agenda?
No, ma'am.
No.
Okay. Is there a need for executive session?
I wanted to ask you, Mayor, do you have any additional information? Do you feel we need?
On, real estate?
Yes,
Nope, not yet from the attorney.
additional information.
Not yet.
Okay, I'm good. Not at my expense.
Anybody?
Just keep that on.
Mayor's report, October. I think it is October, I want you to put this on your calendar, October 26th. There will be a breast cancer walk. It will start right here at Johnson Street. And it will go through, of course, Stonecrest, but Arabia Mountains and Stonecrest, city of Stonecrest wants to start in Lithonia. You know why they want to start in Lithonia? Oh, yeah. They have cousins. Yeah. What time? Because I have breast cancer.
Because of-
But Chief said that he wants to set up like a table decorated for breast cancer, balloons, things like that. So it'll be water, things like that. So they'll have something to grab, maybe some literature possibly, and then they can start the walk. So I just want you all to come on the 26th. I'll know more information.
Okay.
You don't have the
Probably
time.
be in the morning. Yeah.
I'm hoping because the seniors have
They
a
got something
gala,
that
a senior ball.
they- in the evening.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, probably around 4, I'll
Oh, we
eat
should be
early.
done by, wait before then.
Yeah, so I'll tell them about the
What day
walk
is
when we
it?
get more
It's
information.
a Saturday.
It's sound.
Yeah, the 26th.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure you all were aware of that. And then I also want to announce, I got a message today. There is a mobilizing block by block. Know before you go. This is a voting event coming up on this Saturday. When is October 12th? Is that Saturday?
Yes.
All right, it will be at Black Dot at 11:30 a.m. This is headed by Ms. Teresa Hardy. She was over NAACP for the CAF. So she's heading and she's doing a lot with this voting issues. They'll be talking about Project 2025, what's on the general election ballot, how to get engaged with local and state election boards. So that's coming up this Saturday. And that's all I have for right now. City administrator report. We'll let Chief do his report on the next meeting. He's out today on a vacation day. Yay. So we'll grab him later. Any council member update, starting with Councilwoman.
I got one. I got a
Oh,
question
go
for you.
And it might be a you or Ashley type gig.
Okay.
Anything that we need to be doing, we in council, for trunk or treat.
Trunk or
How we looking for
treat
that?
coming up. I was gonna say that.
Oh, okay.
Do we have a flyer? That's what somebody said.
It's been
That's what I'm
shared.
talking about.
It's on the, like on your police thing too. Y'all want me to
Now,
share
I
it?
seen the one for the
The candy
candy.
drop, and there's one for trunk or treat too.
Okay, and it's where is it?
It's on the Life on Your Police page.
Why we don't have it on our website page?
It's not, it should be.
I was wondering
I
if we
think
could
it is
do.
on our
It's
website
a
page.
double check. If it's not, I'll put UC 3 first thing in the morning.
I think it's.
Because
it is.
the asking for the candy, that's not really asking people, whoever wants to participate, who want to, decorate their car and participate.
But normally, don't we do it? The
Yeah.
businesses do it,
We
or the
do.
city does it, and the police does it, and then our partners does it.
Decorating the car,
That's what we normally have on the street. to
Yeah.
give
Well,
out.
anybody want to come in?
right.
We don't never
That's-
say, hey, come bring your car. We don't do
The
that.
police.
Well, my daughter asked, and I just,
Yeah,
so-
neighbors,
and then another business asked,
Yeah,
so,
city people and all that. They come
yeah,
out.
we try to do it that way.
so, okay, let's do a word
So
of
then-
mouth.
Can I ask one more question about that?
I got one.
Ashley, this is just a request, please. Can we send an email out to the businesses about trunk or treat? And ask them, that, to let them know that their participation is greatly appreciated, to make sure they also have candy at their places. Cause I got a phone call saying, no, they didn't tell us, y'all ran out of candy, they came looking for candy from us, and we didn't know. So now everybody will be in the know. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
I got two things. Are we purchasing the candy like we did last year?
We started.
And can we get like 25 signs, yard signs we can put around the city?
That's no problem.
Just,
What happened to those signs from last year?
We still have them.
we still got
They
them?
don't have a date on it, do it?
I think it only says October 31st.
Well, that's all you need.
Perfect.
That's what I
Perfect.
thought.
It's
Yeah,
October 31st, and yes, we put them on.
Perfect.
but we're not buying no more signs.
Mhm.
Well, I'll be ready with my car. and my kids.
Thank you,
Yeah,
real estate
big-
agent.
We did say that. You did say we might get one to put up on the railroad track.
Oh,
Is that
Is that what Doug did? What sign was that?
Doug,
Oh, yeah, Doug did have
That was a
a sign.
Halloween?
Yeah, it was.
cause he was the one that, remember you was back there, he was waiting for us to figure out what we were gonna do, so he could get the sign.
That's what it said?
Yeah.
Oh, did Doug say he's gonna make something where we have like a cap on the kids that come around to?
He asked that we do that. I'm a little
That's too
concerned,
much.
about how many cars. Okay, so last year, we didn't even know the amount of kids we were gonna.
We get a
See, that's why I said what I said to you. You
Yeah,
shouldn't have to
we
do
had
that.
no idea how many.
Then we just go get some more candy.
And that's how I feel. I don't
But
I don't
no,
know how we keep track of giving every
You can't do
kid a
that.
card and then.
but if
the
you
card-
give the businesses a head up like I'm asking you to do, they will have enough candy.
Can we double the candy purchase this year?
But they got it in the community.
How much we get? Double the?
I'm asking that we double it. I've been asking.
Yeah, I think we should.
And I'll plan to spend my own, I'm gonna invest
Yeah, I'm
in
gonna
my
get
own
some.
funds to ensure we have enough.
And reach out should bring some too.
Are we having the same thing?
Reach back, I mean, reach
Should we do the 360 again?
I haven't looked into it,
Okay.
just to get some quotes. It does run us about 275 to 400.
Okay, we can pull it.
But I think we can secure another group if you guys would like that.
Exactly everything we had last year was perfect.
Did we have a food truck last year?
We didn't have a food truck. It was
Okay.
just us and candy.
That's what we
But
should
I
do.
was thinking about
That's some
seeing if Renee
food.
has
Yeah.
a coffee truck.
People.
I think maybe we can contact them because it was a little cold last year.
Mhm.
Maybe we can have some
Beverages.
hot chocolate or something out there. That would be a
What about the lady that did the?
Candy lady.
Where your candy lady?
And may I ask this, if it's okay with y'all? See if Black Dot is also willing to be a beverage vendor at the event. Cause he does hot and cold beverages.
Yeah, we could use him.
That'll give him an opportunity.
They all should, because, and stuff.
That's a
They
lot
might
of
wanna be,
people.
they might wanna be.
That's
beverage vendors.
business.
Yeah.
You know,
Display their business.
Little some simple stuff like hot dogs, something like the.
But they selling them, right?
Yeah.
They're selling
The
it.
food, people be out with their family at night and like like a little hot dog or something cheap.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We'll make that happen.
Yeah.
I'll come up with CV.
Is that a nickname?
Yeah.
You know it? Y'all find-
I'm sorry, his name is not appropriate. His name is.
Seller.
Seller.
Mr.
That's a shame.
Okay.
All right, anything else regarding Halloween? We got one more meeting before Halloween. All hearts clear, so no executive session, so councilwoman updates.
I just, not really an update, I can share that with, Officer Brooks, that we have a young lady that's roaming the street, older lady. And, I was concerned because she keep wrapping herself up in a tarp, sleeping on Ricky Harlem old house on the porch, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know her first name, but they call her Bip. And, she throws a lot of food. We try to keep that area clean over there. She throws a lot of food in the street, up the street. But the other people that live in the area, they've had to call the police on her too. They give her food. They'll let her sit on the back porch or the front. But, they can only do that for so long.
Is it a new person?
Is it a new person? Is it the same lady that used to be at the amphitheater or no?
Bill, I don't know. Her last name was a Christian. She related to the Christian on Parkway.
Okay.
She's older than you are, but Shepherd, you know who I'm talking about, right? And so, she has a habit. She stepped out in front of me at 12 o'clock at night because I go back and forth with my mom, and it scared me so bad it almost hit her. And then I found out later that she does a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say kind of aggressive. I think I've seen them.
It is dangerous because if somebody, you scare somebody, they might just.
That's just a reaction,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh. And it's dark over there. But her being wrapped up in that tarp, I'm concerned. And if you try to talk to her, you might get cursed out.
Another
What
one
street
of those.
is this? What street is that?
It's on Luther Street. I know that, I think Lithonia police went over there because the owner of the house behind the house that they started redoing, that's the house she's at, but, it had been, vandalized. So you all came out and, you checked it out and tried to make sure nobody came. But as soon as I did tell one officer, and he was there for a while. As soon as he left, they were right back. So it's nothing you can, really do. But it's just a concern for her safety as well as our safety, anybody that's driving.
All right. Councilwoman Miracle Tim.
Let's see. So I don't know if the last meeting, it was before that or after that, but if I didn't mention, I want to thank Councilman Shepherd for referring me to the Blessed Divas, and what was really great is they also referred me to Georgia Works. They were very instrumental in the cleanup. It was a lot of people that came out. It's like amazing. Now they might charge something in the future, but they actually took it upon themselves to throw out fires, and that actually cost. So they did it for free for us that time. So everything was really beautiful. I don't know if you have to tell that. Okay, yeah. It looked beautiful.
Good job.
Yeah. So what else can I say? I think that's really it. I also wanted to say, are we planning to do anything with the Lithonia Lookfoods as far as mailing out any leftovers? Or are we just gonna create a whole new one? Because I know you guys, or you mentioned it before, so I just wanted to see. Yeah, like a holiday version or something.
Yeah.
We just need the info what to put in there. So,
Okay.
or do y'all want the graphics in there and just leave it at that?
Like
The
flyers
the
of
graphics that
upcoming-
Williams designs, if y'all just wanna add that and just be done with it and just keep it like it is, just add the new events and stuff to it.
Okay.
That'll be
Yeah,
cool.
as long as we keep a consistent QR code too, just in case, That would be cool. Yeah, that's all. Oh, and I'm sorry, I want to thank Officer Brooks for, I've seen a lot of progress with, the code enforcement stuff, so I appreciate it.
You did help.
No problem.
I got a couple things. First thing is the Lithonia Resource Center is, they just completed training of all of their mentors, which went well. I didn't get to participate, but they completed training. They did training here, if I'm not mistaken, and they have both men and women mentors ready to mentor. They already have a long list that the schools have provided them of children that they want to go through our program. So that is amazing already. It's like taking off. So I just wanted you guys to know about that. We still are working on having a grant opening, so more information to come about that. What else? I am going to hopefully pull Miss McKibben's coattail to get some resources, because she has a whole bunch of resources. She just hasn't had time to focus on anything but the program right now. But she does have some resources that I'm hoping to garner to help us with our homelessness issue. Because it's concerning. And one of those things that concerns me is the young lady that sleeps in the ATM machine. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to go in that machine lately. There is no circulation. And it bothers me at night that she's in there on those warm nights without circulation. And I've tried to go in there and, approach her and kind of be like, hey, if you're gonna do it, which I hate that she does it, like prop the door open. So I don't have experience with trying to approach her, so I have to leave that alone. But I'm hoping we can garner some support that can come in and kind of guide us through that or offer some suggestions for us. And I'm going to work with Joyce on that. So just FYI on that, because we all know we have some work to do with that. Last thing. Oh, and the flip side of that is I'm hoping to also partner with her to hopefully have a coat and tennis shoe or a coat and shoe drive for our citizens here that are in need of coats as the winter approaches, to have our own little thing going on. So just more information to come on it too. And that's it.
Oh, I just wanted to ask, how do they operate, the, nonprofit in the States? Like, what are their hours like when they usually deal with the, kids?
They are there Monday through Thursday with kids, or working on those things with kids. Monday through Thursday from 10 to 4 p.m. It's ever changing right now because they are going into the schools as well, because they are doing classes with the mentees as well.
Oh, really?
Yep. So I'll have a conversation with her about set hours, but the training has been in here. She's been going everywhere, getting the training done and getting the people ready to start moving programs forward. And I will let you know about the set times soon.
I was just curious. And is it mostly like on your middle school? No,
It's the elementary school,
okay.
middle school, like Lithonia High School, a couple different high schools in the area.
And they actually they go into those schools and bring some of them back down here?
No, they don't bring them back yet.
They
They will start bringing, but it's people that have been stopping there, that have heard from the school about the program. So the parents are stopping there saying, hey, I need some help, And that's how that's been going. Pretty soon we will see teenagers going there to, take courses and classes and all of that stuff. We're getting there really quickly. Oh, just my last thing is more for you, Officer Brooks. I've had a couple people call me, and I've also experienced myself. The breezeway where the old jail used to be, where the resource center is, that beautiful breezeway is being utilized for things it should not be used for, i.e. illegal drug activity. So I don't know if I'll mention it to Chief too. If we can just kind of, in the daytime when the sun goes down, kind of look at that area and kind of just ride through there. Cause I walked through there and I'm like,
I've seen trucks parked on the bricks too. We talk about the bricks.
smoking,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, what are we doing here? So, if we can monitor that area a little bit more, I would greatly appreciate it. Because we getting ready to have kids there that we are trying to deter from things of that nature. So that's not a good look. So, yeah, that's it for me.
No, I just look forward to the trunk or treat every year. So just a nice little event.
You have your tent.
We had the jail last time, so I don't know what we're gonna do with that. Think Joyce will.
Well, I mean, but y'all using the space. I don't know how that works.
She clear that stuff out.
We'll
She
talk to
already
Joyce.
knows that when we want to use it, we gonna use it.
She'll work it
Like,
out.
have y'all been in there going there?
Mm-mm,
I
I
wouldn't
missed it
stop
though.
by.
You told us to go there.
I'm gonna text y'all and let y'all know what time she's gonna be there next week. Y'all gotta stop by.
Okay, yeah,
She'll
let us
work
know
it
what
out. So,
time.
yeah, I don't do the 10. We just do the. You need to buy any decorations or anything.
Yeah, if we're planning to use the jail cell, I don't have the same stuff. So
You
I can
get the
bring a few things I
Your
still
sister
have.
and you.
We're gonna have
So
to
we
figure out how we
requested her.
can figure. Yeah, I mean, she might.
Yeah, the
But-
smoke machine.
Somebody else had a smoke machine.
We have the smoke.
Okay, okay, cool. It's like, so yeah, we can do the same setup if we can. That would be great. I don't mind if we can get there maybe like a few days before, if I'll let her know. And if she has some
Joyce will like
things to kind of help deck it out, that'd be great.
Yes. Of course, we know early voting starts on the 15th of October. Miss Wynn and I, Saturday, went to an event where they was hosting the commissioners for Super 7 and 3. It was held at First African Church, but it was held by Chase. Chase is a Citizens for Health and Safe Environment, which the questions that they were asking the commissioners were geared again toward health environment and with our situation with the lab burning. So we got a lot of what you're going to do about this and what, so that was really interesting. So yeah, that's basically where we went Saturday. You have anything to add to that?
No, it's very educational, and it is something that we as a city, that will be something to educate the young people about, because you, as the young man that spoke, he is 15 years old. He had been doing this for ever since he was 8 years old. He also spoke for the city of Lithonia when we were fighting, when they wanted to bring that biomass gasification plant.
He did. He spoke right here.
He spoke at DeKalb County about the environment for us. He also, and he said, this is a legacy that we would like, not just this city, but every city, because it affects all of us, You want to leave a legacy of health and what it takes to protect your environment. And Chase started here in the city of Lithonia.
Right,
I have a
insisted.
question.
Okay.
Okay, so someone actually reached out to me because of, the chemical, what is it, fumes that happen in Conyers. And of course, you know how it started to come over here.
Yeah.
I've had
I
a
could
few
smell
people
it.
reach out saying, I've had some side effects from it. Like, they're basically questioning like, what should we do? And I'm like, well, from a city standpoint, I can't say anything, but I've been seeing ads going around with Gary Martin Hayes and all that. But I found out that really it's like individual representation. So did they say anything at that meeting about like what people are doing at this point?
They're calling more.
No, yeah. They were basically saying what, how they would address, because they were running for office. So how they would address, the situation. And hopefully we can get some more information. Since it started here and we kind of acted with the Chase. Hopefully, if there's any testing that needs to be done in the city or whatever, we can certainly ask, if nothing else.
Are you guys going to file a claim? I'm serious. Or what do you call it?
This the fourth one.
And they did, I think, it was in
I know I've been-
2020 when it happened
Went with 3 of them.
the last time. You know, I don't know what keep going wrong, but I don't know why you would want to bring it back to the same area.
And I heard them, the conversation about not bringing it back, the residents in that
The
area.
commissioner of the council, if I read it right, they
Yeah, yeah.
they dissolving their relationship.
Yeah,
They should have did not. I hate that.
Right, you're right, because right now, if you go in that area, you cannot keep straight like you
Oh, my
usually do.
goodness.
You have to take
Yeah.
it into, but you
It's
can see, the
bad.
smoke
bad.
is still smothering.
it is.
In daytime, you can see it as well as night, it's still smothering. And when they wanted to come here, Dr. Crawford, Pastor Crawford of Lithonia, he spoke on behalf of the citizen. He did let us know, and he let the people know. They were telling us, you know, just a small amount of particles would be in the air. And he said particles do not stay in the same place.
It doesn't.
Just like that smoke and the chemicals that's in there, they're traveling.
Right.
They travel and it affects our health.
Yeah. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Ms. Howard.
Alrighty, so that is it for today, guys. I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, guys, thank you so much.
Yes.
Friday,